Welcome to SVG-TV News for Friday, November 9th, 2018. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. The government cannot provide digital services using colonial-era infrastructure. So said Minister of Finance Camila Gonsalves, who was speaking at the launch of the Electronic Document and Records Management System, the EDRMS, today at the NIS conference room. The system began testing in 2015 through the Taiwan ICDF project and aims to modernize the way the public service secures and transfers documents. Minister Gonsalves said the public service cannot continue to use the antiquated colonial systems as it has many built-in deficiencies which reduce overall effectiveness of its services.
I can't go into my email and just type in a search term and pull it up. I have to call the person who filed the document in the confidential file, I don't know where that is, and say, listen, about 3 months ago there was a document from Inland Revenue sent to me confidentially. You think you can pull it up? Oh, the person who would know where that is out to lunch. But this afternoon, for sure you could get that document. And these things are inefficiencies. Again, it's nobody's fault. They are antiquated systems that were put in place in a different time technologically and when our government was not as large as it is now and doing all of the tasks that it is doing now. But they slow us down. And as I said, we are in a hurry to develop. What's the solution? The solution is technology.
The finance minister said the EDRMS system will replace the old system and provide an up-to-date infrastructure which they will build upon using technology. He said that this infrastructure is needed to provide modern services and streamline government work, making it more efficient.
Can't operate a digital government on colonial era infrastructure. We have to get the infrastructure right. EDRMS, Electronic Document and Record Management System, is not a sexy topic. It's a little dull. But if you don't get the infrastructure done right, you can't deliver the sexy services that you want to deliver to the people. And in a multi-island state, in a state where the government has to provide services in Bekwai, in Union Island, in Canouan, in Mairo, it is unrealistic to send an office attendant from Bekwai and wait for the ferry to bring up documents. It is unrealistic to send them to Union Island. It's unrealistic for people in Union Island to have to come up to income tax to get a license, for example, or to provide services in a multi-island state. And the solution to that, again, is technology.
Meanwhile, Director of the Information Technology Services Division, Jacinta Fergus, thanked the Taiwan government for their continued assistance to the development of SVG. She said the public service is at the heart of national development and it is important for it to operate as efficiently as possible.
I have always been a proponent of public development administration. That is one of my pet things ever since, development admin, because I don't think that the public service should just be used as shopping paper and following procedures. I think the public service should be used as an instrument of development for the country, because that's where all the resources is. That's where all the government resources, that is where we could collaborate. That is where we can make use of resources, even though this department don't have and that one, and so we could make things work for the forward trust of the country. So I am very happy for this project. I'm very happy that the Taiwan ICT development has collaborated with the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines to bring this project to fruition. And my personal hope is that we would continue on the path to development.
And Vincentians can look forward to increased safety and improved bus service in the near future. This as the government continues its partnership with Taiwan to implement the Intelligent Bus Management and Monitoring System, also known as the e-bus system. Minister of Finance Camila Gonçalves, who was speaking at the launch of the EDRMS system today, took the time to highlight the features of the e-bus system. He noted that the current bus system is not regularized, which can create issues relating to safety. Minister Gonçalves said the e-bus system, which will be piloted soon, will create a level of certainty for the traveling public.
The e-bus system is going to start with volunteer bus drivers. We've convinced quite a few of them to participate, and they're going to have a transmitter in their bus, and they will be at bus stops screens that tell you where your bus is and when it should reach by you, and the route that the bus is traveling. The next bus in your station is heading to Mespo. It's arriving in 5 minutes, more or less. And the one after that is going to Georgetown, and it's coming in 10 minutes. And you'll be able to know these things from the bus stop. You'll be able to know these things from an app on your phone, so you can sit in the office and say, well, my bus isn't coming for another 15 minutes, so I don't have to go downstairs yet. These transmitters will provide this information.
The finance minister said the e-bus system will also allow law enforcers to pay closer attention to issues of road safety.
The police are already doing their bit on the noise that some of these vehicles emit. And these transmitters will tell the police how fast buses are driving. So we will see that some buses are traveling an average of 25 kilometers an hour when they're driving, and some are traveling at 65 kilometers an hour. And there will be implications coming out of that. And as we incentivize the installation of these transmitters, and as we show the riding public the benefit, we anticipate that more and more buses will come on stream. And there will be advantages which we won't discuss now for those buses that participate in the system.
After years of negotiations, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, the ECCB, and its counterpart in Port of Spain have arrived at a solution to the challenges facing Vincentian traders in Trinidad and Tobago. These traders have been having problems converting the Trinidad and Tobago dollar, with which they are paid in the Twin Island Republic, to the Eastern Caribbean dollar, mainly used in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. In an October 31st letter to Minister of Finance Camila Gonçalves, Governor of the ECCB Timothy Antoine said the ECCB and the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago have reached a two-pronged solution to the problem, which will be piloted in SVG with the Bank of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Antoine noted that the solution involves the settlement of TT currency notes as well as drafts and managers' checks denominated in TT dollars. He said the pilot will be for an initial period of 6 months, after which a review will be conducted and changes made if required. As part of the deal, the ECCB governor said they will purchase from BOSVG the TT dollar notes accepted from certified traders on a weekly basis, but the amount of those notes will be limited to TT $20,000. He said the trader will be paid immediately by BOSVG. The deal came into effect November 1st, 2018. Chief Executive Officer of the St. Vincent and the Grenadines Tourism Authority, Glenn Beach, said he is pleased with the interest that Air Canada Rouge has shown to SVG, which is a boost for the tourism industry. Last week, Air Canada's Vacations Product Development Manager, Rose Gonzalez, was in SVG meeting with hoteliers and conducted property and site visits. Beach said the meeting was a productive one.
It has been a very productive visit. Some of the stakeholders have signed on to Air Canada Vacations, and the industry has changed so much in terms of how we do business within tourism, that tour operators play a very important role, and people like Air Canada Vacations take that to a different level, obviously because they're associated with Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge itself.
Beach noted that Air Canada Vacations is also looking to sell flights and accommodations as a package to tourists. He noted that Air Canada Rouge started operating here last year, and interest was sparked with its flights, having 90% load on every trip to SVG.
Tour operators play a very important role, and people like Air Canada Vacations take that to a different level, obviously because they're associated with Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge itself. And in the past, that is how a lot of the European airlines have worked. Virgin and British Airways really depend a lot on which markets their tour operations brand sells. So Virgin doesn't fly into a destination, for example, without Virgin Holidays saying, yes, we're selling product there, so it makes sense for us to go in there. So it's not just a matter of selling airline tickets or a matter of selling vacation packages. They want to do both. So that is part of it. I think obviously they're happy with St. Vincent and the Grenadines because of what they saw last winter in terms of what Air Canada Rouge.
Air Canada Rouge recommenced year-round weekly non-stop flights to the Argyle International Airport last month. A weekly flight is expected to be added on Sunday, December 16th. The Sunday service will operate until April. Parents here have been encouraged to instill a level of discipline in their children to ensure that they have a bright future. This encouragement comes from Member of Parliament for Central Leeward, Sir Louis Straker, as the Ministry of Education and the Government of Taiwan held their second bursary award ceremony, this time for schools on the leeward side of the island. The bursaries were provided by the Government of Taiwan and will give assistance to over 700 students in need. Sir Louis, who is also the Minister of Foreign Affairs, said no other foreign government has invested in SVG as much as Taiwan. He reminded parents that the money is to be used for the students' educational development.
To make sure that they study hard, you have to instill in them discipline. Let them be focused. They might be able to see a little television, but don't make them spend all their time when they go home looking at Bold and Beautiful, Hospital, and all the other soap operas they have, and all the movies. They would end up with nothing. The problem we face today is that parents seem not to instill discipline in their children. No discipline in the home, no discipline in the church, no discipline in school. And the children go about it in a carefree manner. Why? Because everything they ask for, they get it.
Meanwhile, Taiwan's ambassador to SVG, Calvin Ho, encouraged the students to work hard and reach for the stars.
Encourage you to study harder, because we believe that everyone could develop his or her potential through education. And I rest assured that, thank you, one day lots of you will contribute your expertise to not only here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, but also the region and the world community. You know, I actually hope that someday, if it does happen, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 of you could be the ambassador to my country. So once again, students and parents and teachers, please accept my best wishes for the future. Thank you very much.
2 other bursary awards ceremony will be held next week. A full-time psychiatrist has joined the staff at the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center. A news release from the Ministry of Health, Wellness and the Environment said the filling of the post of psychiatrist at the center will help boost its capacity to deliver top quality services to patients with mental health challenges. Dr. Dennis Navidad, who recently took up duties at the Rehabilitation Center, is a USA-trained psychiatrist with over 10 years' experience working in the field. He previously served as Associate Professor in Behavioral Sciences at the All Saints University College of Medicine. The Health Ministry says Dr. Navidad complements the current medical staff at the Mental Health Rehabilitation Center, which includes 2 other physicians trained in the areas of psychology and psychiatry, as well as a clinical psychologist. In December 2016, a renovated mental health rehabilitation center was reopened. The upgrades cost around 4.1 million EC dollars and were carried out under the modernization of the health sector project. Over 60 dermatologists from around the region are meeting in SVG to sharpen their skills and learn new techniques which would assist in their practice. This as the Caribbean Dermatology Association holds its 27th annual general meeting at the Beachcombers Hotel, which is expected to conclude tomorrow. On Thursday, SVG-TV News caught up with some of the dermatologists attending the conference. They expressed delight in being part of the sessions. They gave some advice to the public in relation to skincare.
And one of the other things that we like to promote as well is the importance of doing what we call a skin biopsy, because yes, we can treat you based on how your symptoms look, and we do have this culture that we don't want to do a test, we don't want to see what it is, but sometimes because you would have been treating your symptoms at home and would have been changing up how the skin looks, it's better to get a biopsy done where we can actually take off a piece of the skin, a small piece, and we look at it under a microscope and see histologically what's wrong with you, and therefore come up with a better diagnosis and a better treatment plan. So yes, patients are unwilling to do it and they're a bit skeptical, but that is something that we would usually have to do once you would have been medicating at home.
Yes, certainly. Now, a lot of studies have been done. As you know, in the Caribbean islands in particular, we have a lot of darker skin types, but generally wherever you go internationally, you tend to see things like acne presenting as one of the most common things that we see presenting, followed closely behind by eczemas, that's an inflammation of the skin, in addition to what we call pigmentation or pigmentary disorders. So this dark spots, light spots. I have the privilege tomorrow to be presenting on the laser treatment of what we call post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, which is the dark spots that are left behind from stuff like, you know, acne bumps, razor bumps, eczema, and you have these spots left behind. Sometimes rubbing the creams alone don't work. We have to add other methods to get more effective treatment of it.
And one of the very important things that I do is look at the detoxification or cleansing that is so very important for treating patients, because toxins in the system has been well known traditionally to be part of the reason why so many patients, you know, come up with skin diseases. And the skin, of course, is a mirror of what happens inside of the body. So I'm happy of the opportunity to use my herbal treatments to detoxify, to cleanse, and because of that I get much better results for my patients.
A one-day national seminar to create awareness on and understanding of marine spatial planning and the blue economy concept under the Caribbean Regional Oceanscape Project, CROP, will be held here on Monday. The seminar is a collaboration between the OECS Commission and local stakeholders to begin to create an enabling environment for transitioning to a blue economy. The OECS Authority adopted the Eastern Caribbean Regional Ocean Policy, ECROP, in 2013, inclusive of policies, goals, priorities, and strategic actions which provide the framework for the CROP. The CROP is designed to contribute to the implementation of the ECROP by strengthening capacity for ocean governance and coastal and marine spatial planning in the participating countries. Outputs under the CROP include national ocean policies, coastal and marine spatial plans, and a regional marine spatial framework. The media will be updated on the outcome of the seminar at a media conference scheduled for Monday afternoon at 4 p.m. at the NIS conference room. Drama Development Officer Martin Kwashi is calling on the authorities to put in place the needed infrastructure to take drama to the next level in SVG. In an interview with SVG-TV News this week, Kwashi said the drama festival has outgrown the Peace Memorial Hall and an adequate facility is needed to properly develop the art form.
Example, when you need a proper theater, right? Peace Memorial Hall is not a theater for me. I know what a theater is because I've traveled all over the world and in the Caribbean and see what the theater is. Trinidad, St. Lucia and Grenada and all those places have good theater where people can go and see good plays. The sound is very good, the lighting is very good, and you feel as if you're into theater and you feel like if you're into drama. Here, we have Peace Memorial Hall. Okay, so we have to make that do because we cannot do nothing else, you know. So that's what I'm talking about, the creativity of Vince's to do these shows at Peace Memorial Hall. We're very good at what we do here. Right, but the infrastructure is very important. We need to have a structure, a building that you call a theater that people can perform into.
The Drama Development Officer said while there is a wealth of talented persons in SVG, more qualified and experienced drama teachers are also needed to help dramatists reach their full potential.
But people who can do the work and who understands what theater is all about, who understands acting, who understands what it takes to become a very good actor, a dynamic actor. I don't want to talk and say you're good and you're the best thing that God ever made in terms of theater. I don't want that. I want you to do the work. And I don't want to see a paper mark, a degree or masters and all those things there. I want to see the work. If you're good, let me see it. Don't show me the paper, let me see it. Because that's what makes you fly all over the place. That's what I did when I went to South Africa to do some work up there in 1998. You know, and that was, I have to say, a highlight of my theater career so far in terms of dealing with international, being on the international stage. You know, so the money is very important and the resources are very important. That means that we have to have our teachers trained overseas. Sometimes some can train overseas if they want higher education, some can train right here. As I said, we have the resources here and the people with knowledge to do the theater arts training here.
The St. Martin's Secondary School received 50 chairs from the STEM SVG program to help improve the seating and accommodation for teachers and students. STEM's director, Petrus Gums, said the furniture donated came from a former student of the St. Martin's Secondary, who is now the president of Modern Security and Locks Incorporated in the United States.
This is evident today because Mr. Calvin Clark, President and CEO of Modern Security, a New York-based company represented today by Dr. Shikel Ensign, saw it fit to donate these furniture to the home that housed the STEM program.
Principal of the St. Martin's Secondary School, Wendell Edwards, said they are appreciative of the kind gesture and look forward to the continued support in other areas.
I will take care of the furniture, and I hope that generous donations like this, I hope this is not the first one. I am sure that through your organization, there are other areas of cooperation that we can experience.
Meanwhile, a representative from Modern Security and Locks Incorporated said the president of the company continues to have a vested interest in his old school and encouraged students to take their education seriously.